How to grow your small business with marketing. By the time we're done, you're going to be able to get started using marketing in your business more strategically. You'll understand the #1 mistake that most small business owners make, discover your best tools for ensuring you're not simply spraying and praying, and you'll know how much you need to spend and where you should go for help. You ready? Let's get started. When we talk about business marketing, I think it's important that we start off with how not to grow your small business. This is something we tend to see with solopreneurs and smaller businesses. And what you don't want to do is start off by harassing the people around you to buy. Your family and your friends typically are not your target market. So that's really not where we should be dependent upon our business growing. I'm not saying it's not nice for people to support us, but that's not who your target market is. And so if your business plan is to go out and at the next family reunion just start pressuring everyone to buy from you, that's probably not the best strategy moving forward. Let's talk about how you can be strategic though. My first suggestion to you is to actually develop a marketing plan. Marketing plans have juicy little bits inside of them like a situation analysis, like a SWOT analysis that looks at your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats in your current environment. It includes things like market research, marketing objectives, your marketing timelines for those objectives, your tactics, your action plan, and even your budget for those things. You're going to look at things like your KPIs, your key performance indicators. How do you know you're on the right track with your marketing? And there's even going to be some risk analysis in there. Now, you might be saying to yourself, why do I need to develop a marketing plan? If I could just, I know I need to get my numbers at this level. I know we need to grow in this way. Why don't I just go for it? Creating a marketing plan is like taking a map when you're trying to go to a location you've never been to before. So whether your map is something that's physical, remember those old key maps that our parents, maybe even some of you had them, you take them out the glove compartment and they were, you try to unravel them and they told you how you got where you needed to go. Or you can use things like Google Maps now or Wave, right, where it's telling you, but they're all maps. Your marketing plan is your map. Without that, you're just aiming in a direction, but not really knowing where you're going, and you're more than likely going to get lost and waste money along the way, if not worse. So if you're trying to figure out where do I go to even get a marketing plan, SCORE, which is the Service Corps of Retired Executives, is an organization that was established in 1964 by our government to help small business owners get counseling and mentoring from already established business executives who just happen to be retired. But here's what you need to know about SCORE. Maybe you need their services, maybe you need to attend their events, maybe you don't. But the more important thing is that they have an incredible marketing plan template on their website. Their templates are next to none. And so if you need a place to get started in creating your marketing plan, go on their website and download their template first. We're gonna get to budget in a moment, but before we do that, I have a question to ask you. Have you shared this channel with any friends lately? If not, I'm pretty sure someone would benefit from this information. Sharing is caring. Take a moment, tap that button, and share it with someone that you know would benefit. So let's talk about budget. Budget can vary. Marketing budget can definitely vary based on industry, based on organization size, based on how long you've been in business. But I do want to give you some ranges so you have at least somewhere to start. If you are a B2C business, business to customer, your consumers, you're talking directly to the people that are going to be using your products, on average, your organization will spend anywhere from 5 to 10% of your budget on marketing. So 5 to 10% of your budget should go towards marketing. Now, if you happen to be B2B, business to business, you're selling to other organizations, that marketing budget looks a little bit different. On average, you're going to spend 2 to 5% of your budget on marketing. Now, I already feel the B2C people are like, wait a minute, why are we spending so much more? Well, because you're going after individual customers and individual humans. It takes much more time, whereas when you're landing corporate contracts, oftentimes going after one person might be able to get you hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars at a time. And so B2C is much more marketing intensive than B2B. So I'm not picking on you. I'm just telling you what averages are for your type of business. Now, as you develop this marketing plan, you might be thinking to yourself, okay, we're going to do these things on social media, or we're going to add this type of CRM, and we're going to do all these different things. I want to encourage you that you don't have to do everything at once. Start with what you can do based on your budgetary restraints. Take one step and then add to it. It's almost like juggling. I don't know if you can juggle. I can't really well. I can do a little bit. I think I can get 3 balls in the air for about 2 seconds, and then I pop myself in the nose. That's about as good as I can do, right? But what I do know about juggling is people don't typically start off with 5 balls. They start off with 1 ball, and then they get 2. And then if you're me, you get 3, can't do too much more than that, and then 4 and 5 or whatever else. I want you to treat your marketing that way as well. Don't try to do everything at once that you have on your list of action items for your marketing. Do one thing at a time, start doing it well, start seeing results, and then add to that. So we're just adding on the foundation of what you create. So you might be saying, where do I get all this marketing help for? Especially if you're a smaller business. Guess what? You don't have to hire people to do all these things where they're your actual employees. Feel free to outsource. Outsource, outsource, outsource. We live in this incredible world where we have access to websites that basically employ people from all over the globe that have incredible talents. And so some of the websites I like to use, and I've recently used, I went on Fiverr. This is one where you can hire people starting at just $5 to do jobs, and they go up from there. And let me give you a word of caution. If you're paying someone $5, they're not going to design your website. Or if they do offer to design your website for $5, I would not take them up on it. So these are for simple things, but I hired someone on Fiverr and paid them extra and tipped them well to create new email signatures for my entire team, right? My whole staff, right? So I can go on there, send them my brand guidelines, show them my website and say, hey, make it look like that. And they create it beautiful. Now let's say that you need someone that has a little bit more skill. You can go on sites like Upwork and Guru where they have people all over the globe that are graphic designers and SEO specialists and all these different things. You can even see how many projects they've done in the past and how they've been rated by past customers. So what you don't want to do is go on these sites and you see someone has 0 experience. They say, I can do your job for almost nothing. I'll take half of what your budget is. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. It is not going to end well for you. Yes, everyone has to start somewhere, but it isn't necessarily with your business, okay? It doesn't have to be with you. You can be number 2. But look and see, make sure that someone has worked for several people on projects similar to what you're asking them to do. Make sure they have high ratings as well, and then you can pay them through the system once they deliver, okay? So those are just a few resources you can use to get some marketing help. There's also another resource called the Mompreneur Project. Maybe you need a fractional CMO, a chief marketing officer. Well, this is this incredible site that basically employs all these moms that maybe they've been out of work for a little bit because they're taking care of their kids, or maybe they only want to work part-time. But when I tell you that their experience levels are incredible, because if you think about it in the real world, you have people that are extremely high ranking that have children and they might decide, I'm going to pause my career for a little bit. This is how you tap into those folks. And yes, it's the Mompreneur Project, so it's mostly moms, but it's not all moms, and there's some guys on there too. So you can find some pretty cool people of different walks of life if you need someone that's working similar as an employee or a long-term contract person for your marketing. The last piece of advice that I want to give you, we've talked about, what you need to think about with marketing, what the budget should look like, where you can get help. I want to encourage you, or actually, I almost want to discourage you from doing something. So I'm going to encourage you by discouraging you from doing something that's going to set you up for fail. And that is, don't compare yourself to others and try to do all the stuff. Here's what I know. In any given industry, you have different businesses that might be competitors, but they usually have different magic sauces that make them work really well. You don't have to have every single other magic sauce that you see. There might be something in your marketing that works brilliantly. You might bring in tons of customers from social media. If you do that, you might not have to use a different marketing strategy. You might be old school. You might be sending out mailers and be getting tons of business from it. If that's the case, you don't need to master LinkedIn for growing your business. So see what works for you. Be okay with mastering one element or 2 elements of marketing, and know that you don't have to do everything excellently as long as you're getting the results you need in your organization. Now, speaking of getting results, I have one more little gift for you that's going to help you get results. In the description of this video, you're going to see a link to download my Future Ready Playbook. It is chock full of all kinds of activities that will help you future-proof yourself, your organization, and your career. Go ahead and download that today.